We are the children of Native American Cherokees living in the 1800s. All of our family members play an important role. Our role as kids is to watch our elders work and learn from them. Girls will learn from mom, and boys will learn from our maternal uncle. Another role we have is looking after our younger siblings. But most of the time, we are learning our future roles. I learn everything from mom. Mom has power over our family. She is a warrior and participates in government. She designs colorful baskets such as these to gather nuts and store goods. She also plants seeds and harvests crops like these. She also makes clothing and goods from animal skin. When I grow up, I will be playing mom's role. Therefore, I need to watch and learn. I will be able to take care of kids, harvest crops, create colorful baskets, clothing and goods, and of course be a warrior and participate in government. Because we have a maternal kinship, I will learn from my mother's brother. So here's my uncle. He is a warrior, hunter, builder, and farmer. He cuts trees to clear land for harvest. He then uses the wood to create canoes, pole fences, and homes. He also hunts deer, turtles, and fish. However, he does not hunt for fun or for sport. For example, when he hunts turtles, he even uses the turtle shells to create rattles. We use everything wisely. Men and women both play an important role in our family. They are both equal.
Cherokee men wore deerskin loincloths in the summer and added leggings, shirts, and robes in the winter. Cherokee women wore wraparound skirts and poncho-style blouses made out of woven fiber or deerskin. The Cherokees also wore moccasins on their feet. After colonization, Cherokee Indians adapted European costume into a characteristic style, including long braided or beaded jackets, cotton blouses, and full skirts decorated with ribbon applique, feathered turbans, and the calico dress. The Cherokees didn't wear long headdresses. Cherokee men usually shaved their heads except for a single scalp lock. Sometimes they would also wear a porcupine roach. Cherokee women always wore their hair long, cutting it only in mourning for a family member. Men decorated their faces and bodies with tribal tattoo art and also painted themselves bright colors in times of war. Unlike some tribes, Cherokee women didn't paint themselves or wear tattoos, but they often wore jewelry such as necklaces made of shells and silver. The women also wore copper armbands and made painted clay beads.
Unlike many other families, our family has an even division of power between men and women. Just like our distant cousins, the Iroquois, our family system is based off the matrilineal kinship, that is, traced through the woman's side, not the father's side. So you would inherit my land. It is forbidden to marry someone in our own clan. Our clan system is basically a Cherokee that belongs to my clan and is believed to have come down from a common ancestor. Can you name the 7 clans in our community? Correct. The wolf, the deer, the bird, the paint, the long hair, the blind savannah, and holly. We also are under a matrilocal system, which means that the family lives under the mother's house. If a couple gets divorced, the children stay with the mother because they are considered not related to the father. It is essential to have communal responsibility and sacrifice. Our social class is organized in divisions. First is the overhill towns, then the middle towns, then the out towns, the valley towns, and finally the lower towns. We are a highly decentralized community. Divorce is a frequent incident. You can say that we are living a woodland lifestyle with unique characteristics. Do you know why? Yes, because we're influenced by the Mississippian religious traditions from 1000 AD, and our language was derived from our distant cousins, the Iroquois family.
There were four main laws or significant cases that led up to the Trail of Tears. The first one being the Law of 1822. This law stated that the chiefs of the Cherokee Nation will not meet any commissioners of the United States to hold a treaty with them on the subject of making secessions of the lands, the property of the Cherokee Nation, as we are determined hereafter never to make any secession of lands having not more than sufficient for our nation and posterity. This law basically meant that the Cherokee chiefs could not meet with the U.S. government in order to create a treaty for the land that the U.S. was trying to take from them. The second one would be the Cherokee Nation versus the state of Georgia. Although not a law, the Cherokee Nation versus the state of Georgia was a significant case because the Cherokee Nation sought a federal injunction against laws passed by the state of Georgia, depriving them of rights within its boundaries. The Supreme Court ruled that it had no original jurisdiction in the matter, as the Cherokee was a dependent nation. The third one would be the Removal Act of 1830, which was signed by President Andrew Jackson on May 28, 1830, and it authorized the president to grant unsettled lands west of the Mississippi in exchange for Indian lands within existing state borders. The last one would have to be the Treaty of New Dakota, which was signed on December 29, 1835 in New Dakota, Georgia, by U.S. government officials and the treaty party, which were representatives of minority Cherokee political faction. The terms of the treaty were that the entire Cherokee Nation ceded its territory in the southeast and agreed to move west to the Indian Territory. Although the treaty was not approved by Cherokee National Council nor signed by Chief John Ross, it was amended and ratified by the U.S. Senate in March of 1836 and became the legal basis for the forcible removal known as the Trail of Tears.
The Trail of Tears had a devastating effect on family life. Families were forcefully removed from their homes by the U.S. military with no time to take valuable belongings. Cherokee homes were quickly looted and destroyed. As a result, all family possessions were gone. The Cherokee families were treated like prisoners. They were forcefully marched to nearby forts and then moved to prison camps near river docks. Most were forced to walk 800 miles to the new Indian Territory. Families struggled to care for one another without access to medicine and traditional food. This resulted in diseases being prevalent, and so was the death of loved ones. Cherokee families suffered through harsh weather. Snowstorms and extreme heat were not easy on the journey. Once they arrived to New Indian Territory in 1838, Cherokee families had to reconstruct their way of culture and structure of society. Cherokee families in the beginning were promised food and payment for the journey, but were cheated with lies. As a result, theft and murder were very common in the beginning stages of their new arrival. Around 12,000 to 13,000 marched through the Trail of Tears. 4,000 Cherokee family members were lost due to hunger, exposure, and disease. The trip was the most hard on infants, children, and the elderly. The Cherokee and U.S. Congress both viewed Trail of Tears as a national tragedy.
The music of the Cherokee Indians includes a wide variety of instruments. Flutes, drums, and rattles are some of the most ancient. In Native American history, music is considered sacred and is used for healing and building community connections. Tribes often have musical traditions that have been passed down for generations.